is scheduled for one fall. Approaching the ring from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, weighing 199 pounds, Tyson Kidd.
Hello everyone and welcome to W12 Universe. I'm your host Jitch and you're watching Friday Night SmackDown. A bit of a cold open here tonight. Just immediately starting things off with Tyson Kidd coming down to the ring. There is a story and an explanation which I'll get into in just a moment, but first up, Tyson Kidd here tonight looking to impress as he faces off against one of the fellow Light Heavyweight Championship ladder match participants, Kofi Kingston, who I believe Tyson Kidd lost to in a qualifier. This is his opportunity at redemption just 9 days before WrestleMania. Can Kidd pull it off? When opportunity knocks, these two come running. They both need the opportunity they've been given here tonight, but will either of them be able to come out looking that bit better for 9 days' time? WrestleMania 6-man ladder match for the Light Heavyweight Championship. Tyson Kidd, Kofi Kingston, Justin Gabriel, Jetstar, Rey Mysterio, and of course the champion himself, Evan Bourne. It's going to be a very unique situation, no doubt about it. Dang.
One-on-one, pinfall, submissions, disqualifications, and countouts are in effect.
Tyson Kidd full of tonight as he gets that leg sweep off on Kofi Kingston. So to come tonight, The Miz set to go one-on-one with the game Triple H. That should be an interesting collision between those two here tonight after Shawn Michaels kind of cheated a victory over The Miz. Triple H says that it's his time to get revenge after The Miz further injured him a while back, so they're having their one-on-one collision tonight. And in our main event tonight, the hardcore champion Randy Orton made a weird, confusing statement last week, which kind of almost made sense. Undertaker, a ghost of The Undertaker's past, the man who defeated The Undertaker at WrestleMania. From certain angles, Kofi Kingston's thing kind of looked like a troll face. That really confused me for a moment. Yeah, like that. It's just the way the chin kind of curves around his butt cheek. Anyway, big move coming. So, at WrestleMania last year, the Randy Orton defeated The Undertaker in Hell in a Cell to win the World Heavyweight Championship back. Orton feels that John Cena is not prepared for The Undertaker and that Orton belongs in the main event scene, perhaps even to take the championship from John Cena should he beat him tonight. So a special cross-promotional match as Raw superstar Randy Orton, who is currently contracted to compete on ECW as the Hardcore Champion, comes to SmackDown to face the WWE Champion John Cena. That is a very long-winded and complex way to explain that match, but that is what is coming up later on tonight in our main event. Also tonight, we've been told we are to finally find out who this new star is, who this guy that is facing off against John Morrison for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania, in fact, is. I'm very curious to see who Teddy Long has got up his sleeve. He says it was no easy acquisition, but there is someone big coming your way tonight. Once again. He is not only going to be facing off against someone tonight, but it's not even going to be a contenders match. He has strictly demanded that this guy be the #1 contender. Those were the what's the word I'm looking for? The conditions to which this guy signed and came here to SmackDown. And I hear that the guy himself has got a few things to say later on tonight as well. So I'm very curious to hear what exactly it is that's going down regarding the Intercontinental Championship. That is later on. Right now we're going to focus on the Light Heavyweight Championship. We're going to focus on Tyson Kidd and Kofi Kingston, who are both looking to impress in this one. Next week we can look forward to an interesting 6-man tag team match before WrestleMania. It's going to be, on one side, the Light Heavyweight Champion himself, Evan Bourne, teaming up with Justin Gabriel and Tyson Kidd as he faces off against the team of Kofi Kingston, Rey Mysterio, and Jetstar. Very interested to see how exactly that one plays out. Don't forget last week on SmackDown when Jetstar and Mysterio actually defeated the light heavyweight champion Justin Gabriel and his tag team partner of the night, Evan Bourne. How is this possible? How?
Kofi's unorthodox offense has racked up quite a record here in the WWE since debuting in early 2008. Tyson Kidd.
These guys are giving it absolutely everything they've got.
I'm just quickly writing down the matches so I don't forget them for next week. Oh boy.
And he powers out. Tyson Kidd.
Tyson Kidd. Kidd. Meow.
WWE fan.
Tyson Kidd with a big neck breaker. This guy's been on a roll just lately. Is he going to be able to connect? Got him. And Kofi Kingston. Ultimate disrespect to Tyson Kidd's finishing move, just jumping up to his feet. Nothing to make you look like more of a chump than that. Kofi Kingston locked in a submission hold by Tyson Kidd. Is Kofi going to tap out? Almost.
Refusing to give in there. What sheer determination.
Kofi looks to be in serious trouble.
Boy, this has just been pandemonium.
Pandemonium, as they say.
And there's the control frenzy. Kofi Kingston from out of nowhere.
Tyson Kidd lifting Kingston up to his feet. Big right hand, big left hand, big kick. Ducks out of the way. Kofi Kingston in control. Oh, nice snapmare takedown there as he gets him in the submission hold. Kofi looks to be in serious trouble. Tyson Kidd turned everything around last week when he won that four-way ladder match. He's riding some good momentum right now.
Oh, here we go again.
On my own. Going down the only road I've ever known. Elbows out. Tyson Kidd in control of Kofi Kingston. Uh-oh. Once again. Oh! Fisherman suplex onto the concrete. Tyson Kidd getting a little bit more relentless in his offense there, perhaps, as he chokes out Kofi Kingston. Well, there's no need for that now, kid. Kofi into the corner. Tyson Kidd has said, I guess, on a few occasions now, he's a desperate man. He needs this victory at WrestleMania. It means everything to him. Pump handle. Ooh. Was unique. Kofi seems to be in a lot of trouble right now. I gotta say, Tyson Kidd has been very much on a vicious side of offense in this one. This is more the Tyson Kidd of the Misfits that we saw holding the tag team titles with Christian. Crucifix into a cover here on Kofi Kingston. Tyson, oh, I thought he was going to get him right there, to be honest. That kind of took me by surprise that Kingston kicked out so fast. Tyson Kidd, Northern Light suplex, bridges into the pin, beautifully executed. Got the cover on Kofi, and Tyson Kidd picks up another victory on the road to WrestleMania. Wow. Well, Tyson Kidd is victorious in this one, overcoming Kofi Kingston. Kind of getting revenge for what happened to him a couple weeks back when Kofi defeated Kidd to qualify for the ladder match at WrestleMania. As we move towards our next match of the night now, the former WWE Champion, The Miz, up against the first ever WWE Champion, Triple H. One half of each team that will be facing off at WrestleMania, continuing their road next. The Miz set to go one-on-one with Triple H, and last week he was screwed over by Shawn Michaels in a one-on-one no disqualification match. Admittedly, no disqualification. There was no need for Shawn Michaels to behave the way he was last week, and of course the week before that, the duo cheating and injuring John Morrison will be back for competition next week. That should be an interesting one. But here tonight, D-Generation X continue their aggressive pursuit of the tag team titles in a one-on-one confrontation. Triple H and The Miz. The Miz injuring Triple H never in all of his career had a body like that. Never ever. Especially not in 2010 or 11. Sorry, I know that's like a really old thing to rag on in this game. It's just, my god. They didn't have to over-exaggerate so much. He's got a Titantron right behind him with how his body actually looked. Don't get me wrong, by no means was Triple H ever necessarily, like, flabby. You know, he's always in great shape. Kick my ass any day. It's just... I don't think he ever had abs that looked like that. If he did, I don't remember it. Other than from, like, video game versions of himself. No, so you can kind of see it, so his Titantrons, even when he's flexing, they're just not... They're not that defined. Oh, he looks mad. Him and Shawn Michaels, they've been ruthless just lately in their pursuit of the tag team titles. I'm not really sure what's going on. Kind of almost feeling sorry for The Miz and Morrison. At WrestleMania, those tag titles are on the line though. Triple H and Shawn Michaels are going to become two-time WWE Tag Team Champions, and John Morrison, of course, also has to defend the Intercontinental Championship that same night, but we do not know who against. I'm going to quickly put the heating on and light a candle. So, I will let the match start first, but then I will go quiet for a small moment whilst it plays. Just a second.
Submission and disqualifications are all in play. And he lights up his chest with a shout. An awesome counter from the most must-see superstar in WWE history. How do you assess the Miz's situation here, King? Hey! And he fights out of it. He breaks the hold. Ladies and gentlemen, the Miz is indeed the most must-see WWE superstar ever.
Ever. Here I am, folks, back at it again with my shit. I just had to quickly turn the light on, light a candle, and put the heating on, because it is very cold in here. It is slowly built, but believe it or not, in December it gets cold. It's pretty crazy, I know, but it's just a little thing I caught on to. In December it gets cold. Feel free to share that with people, but let's try to keep it a little bit like between you and me as well. Miz. Miz with a big elbow to the back of the head of Triple H and trying to get some offense in this one. I hope to God we don't see an appearance from Shawn Michaels. I really enjoy Shawn Michaels normally. I normally really enjoy Triple H. I normally don't condone the actions of the former WWE Champion The Miz. I think he was absolutely deserving of the Superstar of the Year award, but normally this guy cheats and fights his way in the dirtiest of ways, especially against someone the size and stature of Triple H. But right now it seems like The Miz and Shawn Michaels and Triple H are kind of giving it back to them, only tenfold. They're going a little bit too hard, if you ask me. I want to be able to make it to WrestleMania. A WrestleMania without The Miz is going to be criminal. If Triple H and Shawn Michaels injure The Miz, it is going to be criminal.
You want to be able to say you defeated the game in order to make sure you stay relevant.
Been told that next week on SmackDown we can look forward to an interesting confrontation, a 2-on-3 handicap match set to take place on SmackDown. The Miz and John Morrison are set to face off against D-Generation X and the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship in a 2-on-3 handicap match. Obviously, Teddy Long not exactly being the fondest of guys of Miz and Morrison in the past year. Teddy Long, I hear we may see return to televised appearances in the next season, but I don't think so. Probably not. He's probably gone forever. I'm gonna miss that man. I love Teddy Long so much.
I don't think there's ever been an athlete in the WWE I've been more enamored with than the Miz.
Boy, I can tell that's a fact. It looks like they'll have to have your lips surgically removed from his backside.
Very funny. Oh! Caught the referee there. Gotta be careful of that. Could be a disqualification.
Between these men is so apparent.
Triple H lifting the Miz up for a vicious pile driver. I forgot to mention, didn't I? The reason that there was no pyro intro to this week's SmackDown. It booked a match. It's been booking for weeks in this game. It keeps booking John Cena versus Sheamus. Every single week. I don't even remember when it was that Sheamus randomly attacked Cena anymore. Or was it the other? No, I think it was Sheamus attacking Cena because he was invading SmackDown. I don't know why that happened. I don't even remember like when or why that happened. But it's been a very long time and I've just been booking over it. But I accidentally pressed the X button on it. And it said, do you want Undertaker to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase? Because I forgot that the Money in the Bank match and the winner and the cashing in and everything, that all took place on the 360 version of W12, and I switched consoles halfway through this one season because the Xbox version, like, it will freeze up a lot more, it will take really long to load, the frame rate's a bit more shitty. Graphically, it looks a little better, I won't deny that. It does definitely look a little better on the 360, but it's so minor, the differences. That's probably just because it's on HDMI, to be honest, whereas you can't actually record PS3 with HDMI without modifying the hardware. Or using splitters, and splitters will bring down the quality anyway. So yeah, and obviously this game also only runs in 720p on PS3, whereas it's 1080 on 360. But it's an upscaled 1080, so it's pretty much the same anyway. Yes, but after bouncing backwards and forwards between conflicting thoughts there, allow me to get back to the point I was actually making, which is Undertaker was apparently the Money in the Bank holder from the simulation to get up to where I left off, and it asked me when I actually pressed X, do you want Undertaker to cash in? And I've never seen this prompt before, which I thought meant, oh good, I can bring Undertaker out of his injury. No, I can't. I played the cash-in. I even had Undertaker win the title in the cash-in just to, like, get him out of the injured list. No, he just took the title and carried on being injured. So I gave it back to Cena, naturally. That's why we don't have that first match, like with the pyro and stuff. I had to do an exhibition instead, which is why we're from some location we've like never been from before, because for some reason the locations you get in Universe and the locations you get in Exhibition are actually different. You don't get the full like globe of possible places in Universe, you only get like the same few areas. I don't really know why. They do eventually change that, but for now you don't. It's an awesome match. Shoves him off. Triple H just all over the Miz. But yes, Undertaker is still injured, which isn't going to affect WrestleMania in any way, just so you know. I will literally, for the last 4 weeks, after WrestleMania and Extreme Rules and stuff, like, if Undertaker wins the WWE title from John Cena, because I'm not saying, like, whether or not he will. I mean, obviously that's down to the game. I haven't actually really got a decision there. But, oh, here he comes. Gotta fight dirty every time. But yes, if Undertaker wins it, I will literally just, like, you know, if he's on an episode of SmackDown, I'll just play an exhibition. It doesn't matter. We will endure, and we will overcome. The distraction from Shawn Michaels allowing Triple H to get a pedigree on The Miz. And one half of the challengers at WrestleMania cheats his way into another victory. I don't know. I carry on saying this for the 3rd week in a row now. I don't know what has gotten into DX. I understand The Miz did some pretty bad things. These guys just seem to be taking it to a whole other length. So we move towards our next match of the night. It is time to find out who the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Champion is. And I hear Alex Riley gets the privilege of being the one to face him. We are back here on SmackDown. As you can see, Alex Riley in the ring. He is ready for this one-on-one match with this mystery signing. Who could it be? The #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship? Whoa! What? Oh my god! Former United States champion, and at one point the #1 contender for the ECW Championship, recently lost his spot on the ECW roster when he lost the Elimination Chamber match, and in a way is the guy to thank for Miss McMahon no longer being in power over on ECW. Ted DiBiase is the new acquisition here on SmackDown. Huh. The difference a year can make. Just think, this time last year, Teddy Long was trying to get that title off of Ted DiBiase. Here tonight, he's picking him up as the new contender for the Intercontinental Championship. So next week, it'll be The Miz and Morrison up against DX and Ted DiBiase in a 2-on-3. But before that, Ted DiBiase set to try and impress everyone here tonight in this one-on-one matchup. I gotta say, one thing I've immediately noticed and I'm curious about is what does this mean about the DiBiase posse? You know, Chavo Guerrero, Mason Ryan, Vladimir Kozlov, all very tight associates of Ted DiBiase during his tenure on ECW, and here tonight, DiBiase making his return to the brand that made him. Him and Cody both debuted as a tag team here on SmackDown back in 2009. DiBiase awarded himself his father's creation, the $1 Million Championship. What a guy to see make an entrance here on SmackDown. A guy I gotta say, no disrespect intended, but I'd forgotten all about. I didn't even remember him being a free agent. Ted DiBiase coming here, as I said before. Teddy Long trying to do some serious negotiations to get DiBiase to come here to SmackDown. I do wonder what that is, what is meant by that. Beautiful dropkick by the former contender for the ECW Championship. I mean, this guy headlined a pay-per-view competing for a world championship and main evented SummerSlam, winning the United States Championship over Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. Don't underestimate Ted DiBiase. He's going to make for a great opponent for John Morrison at WrestleMania. But the question on my mind is DiBiase worthy of the Intercontinental Championship? John Morrison has been an incredible champion. I believe he's the second longest, if not the longest reigning champion. Him and Miz ruling that Intercontinental title. And again going for that dropkick, but Riley, the reversal.
Oh man, what a collision!
Riley's tag team partner Zack Ryder out with an injury right now. This is Riley's opportunity to try and break out. You got to think, when you're Teddy Long and you've just signed the contract on a superstar as prestigious and as valuable as Ted DiBiase as a free agent, that probably cost him a pretty penny, and he's going to really want to make sure that his money was worth it. So he's going to be praying that DiBiase comes out looking strong in this one. Sends Riley over to the corner, and big clothesline connecting on Alex Riley. Riley trying his best to get back into this one. Obviously, momentum not really in the favor of Alex Riley. Beautiful sit-out spine buster. Is that going to be enough to get the job done? No. Riley up to his feet, and DiBiase just catching him straight away. $1 Million... I can't remember what he calls that move. A Dream Street connecting from Ted DiBiase, and a quick victory as he sets his sights forward to WrestleMania and the Intercontinental Championship. But here you got something to say. Damn, does it feel good to be back. Now listen, my time on ECW was a run I'll never forget. Hell, I pinned the world champion in my last televised match. But then in Elimination Chamber, well, you all know. But none of that matters now, because at WrestleMania, I win the IC title. But I see the looks of confusion on all your faces. Where's Chavo, Mason, and Kozlov, right? Well, when I got a call from the boss, Tilo, I got an ultimatum of a lifetime. He told me I could bring the boys and they could get a tag title shot at Mania. Or I could come alone and pursue the Intercontinental title. What can I say? It's like my father always said. Everybody's got a price. Enjoy unemployment, chumps. I'm going to Mania. What an absolutely shocking and frankly quite sickening thing to have a guy come out here and announce. A lot of these fans so excited to see Ted DiBiase back in a wrestling ring again here on SmackDown, but under those conditions? Just not entirely sure how I feel about that. DiBiase given a spot on the SmackDown roster, and he could have brought Mason Ryan, he could have brought Kozlov, he could have brought Chavo Guerrero. Any one of those four could have been a pairing to pursue the tag team titles. They were going to be in immediate contention for the championships, but DiBiase managed to negotiate a better option, an Intercontinental Championship shot for himself. And as if that weren't bad enough, you know, some may have respected the decision to say, enjoy unemployment, chumps. Wow, very clear to me now that DiBiase was just using those guys to try and get the ECW Championship round his waist. No doubt about it, if he had actually defeated the Powerhouse and Swagger, in my eyes, I think we would have seen those three guys fired anyway. DiBiase was clearly just using them to get to the top. It makes you sick to know that some people can be like that. But here's a man who just isn't backing down right now. This match all came last week on SmackDown when John Cena defeated Stone Cold Steve Austin in the main event of SmackDown. A shocking victory to say the least. A great competitive match. Stone Cold Steve Austin bested by the champ though, who is certainly starting to show that maybe he is ready to defeat The Undertaker at WrestleMania. But one man who said that you're not ready, one man that said you gotta really prove yourself, is the hardcore champion Randy Orton, clearly in attendance that night for SmackDown as he made an appearance RKOing John Cena during a victory celebration. Randy Orton decided to make things personal. John Cena clearly celebrating the fact that he feels prepared for The Undertaker at WrestleMania, a match that has now been confirmed for the WWE Championship. The Undertaker will set foot in the ring with John Cena for the title. Big shoulder tackle sends Randy Orton flat down on the mat. This is, of course, our final match of the week. John Cena and Randy Orton. What a way to close. Champion versus champion. Two of the greats. Randy Orton set for a tough four-way matchup against Edge, Goldust, and Stone Cold Steve Austin for the Hardcore Championship. That championship being fought for by some of the absolute best from each brand. Big drop kick by John Cena, who lands Orton flat down on his back. A nice reversal by the champion. WWE Champion John Cena in for the fight of his life at WrestleMania with The Undertaker, who has been definitely in pursuit of John Cena these past few weeks. We did not see him last week. Perhaps The Undertaker will decide to make an appearance this week. Who knows? The Viper! I will never not find it funny the way he says that. Cena catching Orton with a big vertical suplex. The Hardcore Champion definitely seems to be in trouble right now. John Cena just connecting with one move after another. This is not a position you want to be in when you're up against the WWE Champion. The man that ended the longest title reign in history of The Miz. No, no, no! Shame on you, Orton. And that's why you're not the WWE Champion. That because you're on the wrong brand. Orton truly believes that when he beats John Cena tonight, and it's a win in his mind, he will be in contention for the WWE title and he'll get to double headline WrestleMania. Or be featured in WrestleMania. The Hardcore title does not headline. He believes he'll be able to do it double, fighting for the Hardcore Championship and the WWE title at WrestleMania. Orton's mind, there is definitely room for him to be in the top spot. And of course, what better way, I guess, in Orton's eyes, than to repeat history last year and face The Undertaker again for the world title. But he's got to be able to go through Cena tonight. And that could be a real struggle. Cena sending right over the top there. Cena going up for the top here. What's he looking for? Big leg drop. I wouldn't say drop kick. It's definitely not a drop kick. The drama. This is electric. Cannot wait to see what happens at WrestleMania. I think I can finally give away my WrestleMania initial plans now, though. I said that I had an outcome for every match at Elimination Chamber. Allow me to now elaborate on each one of those individual plans that I had. Obviously, if Brock Lesnar won, then what's happening now would have happened. If Randy Orton had won the World Championship from Brock Lesnar, the plan was for a three-way matchup between Orton, Batista, and Brock. If CM Punk or Edge had won it, either Edge was going to turn on Punk if Punk won it, and try to take credit for winning the championship, leading to a match between the two, and Batista would have just gone for the WWE title instead. And if Edge had won, then similarly, Edge would have still turned on CM Punk, saying that he no longer needed him, which would have led to a match between them. I don't actually have outcomes for the pay-per-views fully planned, like I wouldn't have gone that far. So I can't tell you who would have come out on top at WrestleMania, but basically these are the plans I had. If Sheamus had won, it probably would have been him and McIntyre for the world title at Mania, since that would have made the most sense. But I've been planning the United Kingdom 4-way ever since around the time the European title was brought in. It was supposed to finish the way that it is. Same with Wade Barrett. Wade Barrett was not supposed to even be in the chamber. It was supposed to be McIntyre, but I own some of the losses that I take and just roll with it. If Barrett had somehow won it, then I probably would have done something very similar to the actual United Kingdom storyline, where it would have been like a double title, 4-way elimination matchup, something like that. But he really wasn't supposed to. He wasn't even. They weren't even supposed to win the tag titles. To be completely honest with you all, the United Kingdom were not supposed to win back the tag titles. The WrestleMania match was always supposed to be Kevin Nash and Vader versus the Road Warriors, but it was supposed to be that Nash and Vader retained, and then brought up the fact that they retired Demolition to say that if the Road Warriors really want a tag title shot at someone, they'll retire another legendary team, and then we get the Road Warriors and Nash and Vader at Mania, and I wasn't really sure on the outcome of that either. But yeah, that's just some of the plans I had. If DiBiase's side had won, then the exact same thing that you just saw from DiBiase would have happened. He would have said, I used you all to get to the top, you're no longer useful to me. I'm the champ now, you're all fired. I was pretty much setting up for Mick Foley to be the guy to face him, hence why Foley ended up going for the championship in the scramble. Oh, hang on a second, I got focus here. I'm getting my ass kicked. Randy Orton set up for an RKO, but it didn't quite connect, and John Cena got Randy Orton up on his shoulders. The WWE Champion attitude adjustment. Is that going to be enough to get the job done on Randy Orton? Randy Orton, wow. One tough SOB. They're playing Ring Around the Cena. Randy Orton drops him with a DDT. WWE Champion in trouble. But yes, so obviously if the ECW Championship was retained, then you would have gotten the exact same outcome that you did get, where you know, we've got the scramble that we got now and everything. Meow! Orton just laying into the WWE Champion right now. And with the WWE Championship match in Elimination Chamber, the initial plan was for either The Miz to retain or Triple H to win it for a triple threat between them and The Rock. But that did not go according to plan, hence why I was so pissed off when Cena won. Because that was like my least favorite outcome out of them all. But it was basically the match that you're gonna see at WrestleMania instead if Cena won. And the same thing would have happened if Henry won. It would have been Undertaker returning and going for Henry, since those are pretty much the last two targets on his list. No. Cena with a quick kick out. Cena says, "You can't see me." Got him. Oh, fuck off. Fuck off. Stop, you bastard. Oh, God, the comebacks are so hard to pull off in this game. I just feel like I can never do them. Of course he had a signature. And he's going to now hit me with the unreversible RKO. Randy Orton into the pin. And Cena with an instant kick out. Lol, Cena wins.
Cena just one heartbeat quicker on that exchange. Whether you cheer
Come on.
John Cena
Who else was in this chamber? If Shawn Michaels had won, I would have been like, well, shit, I got nothing. I'll be completely honest. I had nothing for if Shawn Michaels won. Probably would have just done another Miz Michaels match. Whoa, 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 what? Undertaker! He's back! In the ring, he just saved John Cena! Oh my god, no! Randy Orton freaking out. He went and he grabbed the chair rather than going for the victory. That's what happened. I'm going to try and cut that so that's what it looks like. Cena didn't lose, no! Randy Orton was going to throw the match away with a disqualification. Went to hit him with a steel chair. Undertaker making a comeback, and he lays out John Cena. And once again, John Cena not able to see his match through to the end as the Undertaker strikes once again. There absolutely was not at all, no loss. Randy Orton's music was playing for no reason. I did not lose the match. And just like that, the Undertaker lays out John Cena on the road to WrestleMania once again, and that's it, boys. Undertaker is able to be booked again in Universe. Thank fuck for that. As we'll see you guys next week on SmackDown. A absolutely massive main event has been confirmed, as the Undertaker is set to cross off the second to last name on his list just 2 days before WrestleMania. Next week, the Undertaker faces Mark Henry one-on-one. Finally going to see the Undertaker return to the ring just 2 days before WrestleMania on SmackDown, as he goes one-on-one with Mark Henry. in a no-holds-barred match. Also next week on SmackDown, John Morrison and The Miz team up to face off against DX and Ted DiBiase in a 2-on-3 handicap match. And also, in a 6-man tag team match, Evan Bourne teams up with Justin Gabriel and Tyson Kidd to face off against Kofi Kingston, Jetstar, and Rey Mysterio. I can't wait for the final SmackDown before WrestleMania. The Undertaker once again making an example out of the WWE Champion, John Cena. What's going to happen next week? I cannot wait to find out. The Undertaker wants Mark Henry one-on-one, no holds barred. Can't wait to see that next week. Thank you all for joining me on SmackDown. I'll see you guys as we are just now 7 days away from WrestleMania.